Yes guys, welcome back to another video. FPL coach here, also known as the Indian football coach. Now, today's video is all about reviewing game week 21. My goodness, it's been a long game week. It's been sort of 10, 11, 12 days since the deadline for game week 21. There's a lot that's happened. So we're going to review game week 21. There's been double game week 22 announcements, there's been postponements. There's lots to talk about. Captaincy choices, all that kind of thing. My early transfer thoughts for game week 22 as well. So if you like this kind of video, please do drop it a like, leave a comment at the end, let me know how you're getting on in terms of your season rank, and also what transfers you'll do this week, and what transfers you think I should do for game week 22 as well. So without further ado, let's just jump into the video. Okay, so let's just review my game week 21. So decided to play a 1-3-5-2 formation, but Foden had COVID, and there was some rumours prior to sort of the deadline that he could miss out. But I left him in there just in case the rumours weren't true. So he came out, and then Dennis came in. So ended up playing a 1-3-4-3 formation. Ended up taking a -8 as well, not -4, -8. I actually brought all the three West Ham boys in. Obviously, there was a double game week, so I had to sort of attack and sort of bring in some of those boys. Plus, I did have some injury doubts over the players that are already in my squad, like James, for example. So running through the team, De Gea picked up 3 points. Was hoping for a little bit more. They played Wolves at home, lost 1-0. Did pick up a save point, so 3 points for him. Cancelo 2 points. Having to worry about going forward. Trent picked up 4 points. Picked up an assist in the game against Chelsea in the 2-2 draw. Sufal had a double game week. Now it was looking quite nice in the first game. 3-0 away to Crystal Palace. However, they did concede 2 late-ish goals. So he only had 1 point after that game. But it's the second game where he did a lot of his damage, where he picked up a goal, an assist, clean sheet, and some bonus points as well. So he's picked up 12 points in the double game week for a defender. I'm very happy with that. Son picked up 6 points, picked up an assist in the win away to Watford. We'll talk about him a little bit later on because we do know he is injured. Jota picked up an assist. Salah picked up a goal again in the Chelsea game, so both of them picked up 5 and 7 respectively. Bowen picked up 21 points. Now, if you did captain him, well done. It wasn't really a consideration for me, if I'm totally honest. I was stuck on Antonio, or actually one of the Liverpool boys, if I'm totally honest. I know that was against the grain a little bit, but that's kind of what I was leaning towards. And even the Liverpool boys weren't really in consideration for me. So yeah, Bowen picked up 21 points, so obviously 42 if you've captained him, so well done. Picked up a couple of goals, could have had maybe 3 or 4 in the game against Norwich, maybe even more than that. Also picked up an assist in the Palace game as well. Antonio picked up 18 for me, he was my captain, so a goal for him, and some bonus points as well. So okay, it's okay, to be honest with you. Could have been a lot worse with the Bowen potential scoring a hat-trick, maybe 4 goals against Norwich. But it is what it is, sorry. Let me keep moving. Dennis obviously came off my bench, played 45 minutes in the game against Spurs. We do think he had a bit of a knock, but he's back in training at the moment, so he should be okay for the double game week going forward, game week 22. And Tony, who actually had a double game week this week as well, only picked up 2 points across those 2 games. He actually picked up 2 yellow cards as well, which is really disappointing because every point at this stage is very crucial. And for me at the moment, I just can't seem to buy a green arrow. So, you know, those 2 points could have potentially got me a green arrow, or at least got me the safety score. So, finished on 81 points, obviously with the -8, so down to 73. Bench, Foster 0, Foden 0, Mitchell 1, and then Williams 1 as well. So, yeah, left me on 1342 for the points of the season. Overall rank of 48,393. Squad value is 106 million with 101 million left in the bank, and I've used 23 transfers this week. Let's just move on to my transfer thoughts for game week 22. Okay, moving on to game week 22, and we all know there has been an announcement for game week 22. There is loads of double game weeks. There is 8 teams that are playing double game weeks, which is a positive. However, if you look actually the teams that are playing, it's not exactly inspiring, and the teams that we wanted aren't necessarily in there, i.e. maybe a Liverpool, maybe Everton, for example, if you've got Calvert-Lewin or Gray, for example. So they're not in there. So what that means is, for me on paper, Burnley and Watford have probably got the best double game weeks on paper, and you could argue Man United, but they're in just no form at the moment. They don't look like they're going to score many goals. So is it worth bringing in those types of players? We don't know, like the likes of Ronaldo, Sancho, Greenwood, etc., Fernandes. So do you really want to bring in Burnley players or Watford players? I suggest not, especially long term. If you've got them already, probably just hold them. That's a King maybe, or Dennis, for example. So the sweet spot is something that's been spoken about quite a lot this week. Now, a lot of people across the FPL community, I'm not going to name any people because I do disagree with it a little bit, but sort of people have been saying 5, 6, 7 is kind of the sweet spot for double game week players. I think that if you get into 7s, I think that's quite high personally. I think you can go down as low as maybe 3 to 6 is kind of where I think is about right. And that might be because of the makeup of my squad maybe a little bit, but the players are just not inspiring to my opinion. I think the games is hard to call what way they're going to go as well. I mean, you could get 1 W, 1 L for each team, for example. You could get a couple of draws, and it's just not inspiring. It doesn't really appeal to me. And then on top of that, you've got players missing as well. So what I'm thinking for me is taking out Mo Salah for Maddison, and Mo Salah might change to Son as well. So it could be either of those. But what I'm thinking is Salah out for Maddison. That leaves me 7 million in the bank, which is a lot of money, but it does give me the option to go back to Mo Salah when I do need to as well. What we'll say with Mo Salah is they lost their first game in the AFCON, so Egypt lost their first game 1-0, and if they go and lose their second game, the results conspire against them, they could be knocked out at the early stage after game week 2. Obviously he'll have to stick around for game week 3 unless Liverpool ask to have him back, which I think will be unlikely. It might be likely that they ask him back, but it'll probably be declined, which I kind of get from Egypt's point of view. So he could only miss actually another couple of games, which is, if you've got the squad to hold him on the bench, then that's absolutely fine. So that's what I'm thinking as just a solo transfer. James Maddison obviously got a double game week, which obviously helps. But going forward, they've got Burnley and Spurs in the double game week, and then they've got Brighton after that and Liverpool. And it doesn't look great after the Liverpool game, so it might be I'll just bring in James Maddison for this week, and then maybe I go to Kevin De Bruyne the week after that because City's fixtures do turn quite nicely. So that's kind of what I'm thinking for solo transfer. Let's just move on to if I'm going to take a hit. Okay, so option number 2 is for a 4-point hit. Now, the Salah to Maddison, I think that's definitely going to happen, or it'll be Son to Maddison. One of those is going to happen. So Maddison will definitely come in. However, second transfer is an interesting one. Now, Ivan Toney has a double game week. Brentford do have 2 games. They play Liverpool and Manchester United. So it's a disgusting double game week for Brentford and Ivan Toney. But the upside of having Calvert-Lewin does appeal to me. Obviously, you've got Norwich game, which is a single game week. So if you look in isolation for game week 22, it's 2 games versus 1. It's the fixtures, 2 horrible fixtures versus a nice fixture. Calvert-Lewin in no form really. He's only played 1 game in the last 3-4 months. Toney and Brentford are not in really form either, so you could argue that's maybe the same in terms of form. Obviously, 2 fixtures versus 1 fixture. You've got 2 chances of getting points versus 1, but then you've got to look at the fixture in isolation as well, and it's Norwich, so that kind of appeals to me. And then also on top of that, I'm thinking ahead a little bit because I know Everton going to have a lot of double game weeks in the future. Getting in Calvert-Lewin now saving me a transfer further down the line. So that's kind of a second transfer I'm thinking of doing. That will obviously be for a 4-point hit. It'll leave me 5.5 million in the bank. Again, leaves me plenty of money to do whatever I want in any kind of position, really. The only downside to this is I don't have Kane and I don't have Ronaldo and I don't have Lukaku. So in the back of my mind, I'm thinking I've got all this money. Could I maybe even just bring in Ronaldo for Toney? Possibly. That's another option as well. But as it stands, I'm thinking Calvert-Lewin is a long-term pick. Maybe Ronaldo or Kane is attacking their double game week. Obviously, double fixtures. Manchester United have got okay fixtures go after that as well. Obviously, West Ham directly afterwards, but beyond that, it's okay, to be honest with you. Chelsea have got some blanks on there, which is not appealing for Lukaku. And then obviously, Kane is just not 100% firing just yet, although his form has changed a lot more over the last sort of month to 6 weeks or so. So that's kind of where I am at the moment. I think Calvert-Lewin's got the best fixtures, but he's got no doubles. So that's kind of where I'm leaning towards. Okay, so this is my team for game week 22. I've got a few double game week players in there. So straight away, I'm playing a 1-3-4-3 formation. It's running through the team. De Gea in goal, got double game week, Villa and Brentford. Cancelo playing Chelsea. Liverpool, Trent, they're playing Brentford at home. Sufal got Leeds at home. Madison's got a double game week, playing Burnley and Spurs, so that's a nice double game week for them. Obviously, we have to watch this space with cancellations and because of COVID, etc. Jota got Brentford at home. Foden has got Chelsea at home. Bowen's got Leeds at home. Calvert-Lewin's got Norwich away. Dennis has got a double game week as well. Newcastle and Burnley. And then Antonio's got Leeds at home as well. So on the bench, at least Foster, double game week, who is injured. Son, double game week, who is injured. Mitchell and Williams. So Mitchell will be my first sub coming on. So I haven't got loads of depth there, but going forward, hopefully, we can get through game week 22. I can make a better informed decision going into game week 23. So that will leave me with 3 players that have double game weeks with a -4. It's not brilliant, 3. Ideally, I'd like it to be maybe 5, pushing on 6, but it is what it is. What I'm kind of hoping is, in some ways, is Calvert-Lewin is actually ruled out injured, and then I can just bring in Ronaldo, and then I've got an extra double game week player. I'll be quite comfortable with 4. 3, I feel like I'm missing out a little bit. But it is what it is. The captaincy, to be honest with you, I have no idea who I'm going to put it on. I would like to put it on a double game week player. Madison's probably the obvious choice. But then Liverpool they've got Brentford, and Jota and Trent do appeal to me as well. So that's kind of what I'm thinking for game week 22. There you have it, guys. That is another video in the bag. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. It was game week 21 preview, and also looking ahead to game week or double game week 22 as well, with lots of fixtures ahead and sort of targeting certain fixtures and certain players you want going forward. If you did like this whole video, please do drop it a like. It does help with the YouTube algorithm. More people that like the video, it lands on people's timelines more, and obviously more people will view this video. It also just supports me. It means a lot as well. What I'm doing at the moment is, trying to just build myself in terms of YouTube and other social media platforms as well. But YouTube is one that I'm really focused on, really concentrating on as well. So please do leave a comment as well, and we'll see everyone on the next episode.